I am Representative Dan Carter. I know a few of you, of course. Representative John Shaban.
The different Dan represents the north half of Reading, all of Bethel, or most of Bethel, and a chunk of Danbury. I'm the southern half of Reading, all of East and all of West. This is where the money comes from. The bulk comes from taxes, personal income taxes, and the bulk of that comes from the top 10% of our earners. The folks who create small jobs, own small businesses, file taxes as LLCs. That's the important thing to remember. It's not all the rich. It's not all the rich hedge fund guys down in Greenwich. It's the guy who owns 2 car washes. It's the guy who owns a hardware store. It's the guy who has a body and paint shop who's making $250,000 as a business, filing taxes as an LLC.
And there are a lot of unfunded mandates that come through every day, and these small bills that come before each of our committees, and we don't know how we're going to pay for them. They're not in the budget yet, but they're trying to push them through. So again, that's where the legislators have to have some courage and stand up and say, you know what, this sounds really good, but we can't push this through because of what it's going to cost us, at least right now.
Shared sacrifice, we're going to cut spending. What the governor is proposing to do is to make cuts in the current services budget, which is classic government thing. We're going to reduce the rate of the increase in spending. That's what the governor's doing. Reduce the rate of the increase. It's going up. It's going up in every year. It's going up in 12. It's going up in 13. The numbers speak for themselves. Is it going up as much as it has? Well, no. But we're going to make up that. We're going to make up the rest of it. We're going to make up by taxing, which you're going to see in the other slide. This is the problem that I have. I'm speaking for Dan, obviously. We're not focusing on the spending. We're bending it a little down. It's still going up. We're going to bend that curve a little down. It's got to get bent flat, if not back downwards. And then you talk about revenue. You don't talk about revenue until you stop spending more money. Businesses have been doing it for 5-10 years. I've been doing it personally. You've been doing it personally. All your businesses are cutting back, making more with less. Government's not.
So many different bills are passed through because we have federal funding. We had a bill come through that would establish a system to where we can do background checks on people coming in for long-term care facilities and treating the elderly. Sounds like a great bill. In fact, what happens right now is the really good facilities do background checks on their employees to make sure that they don't have somewhere where they've abused someone in the past, and that's a big issue. Well, what this bill wanted to do is it wanted to pick up that from the state and have the state pay about $1.9 million to do it, but with federal funds. So I asked the question, I said, well, federal funds, what happens? How long do those federal funds good for? Well, guess what? Nobody knows. It's part of the stimulus plan, so we're going to chuck out $1.9 million, and then after that, guess what? There's no money for it at that point.